Okay, making another video about distributing positive numbers. Try these by yourself and make sure you write them down. If you write them down, it's going to help you understand the problems a lot better. If you just try to do them in your head, you're more prone to make a mistake. So just go ahead and try them and writing them down. Okay, number one, distributing or expanding. This 4 is directly next to these parentheses. That means the operation in between them is multiplication, okay? So what you need to do is multiply the 4 by everything that's in the parentheses, everything that's in this group, okay? So that's 4 times x, which is 4x, and 4 times 3, which is 12, and it's a subtraction. And this here would be the final expanded form. Now take a look at this. Watch this. What this means is 4 groups of x minus 3. So if I write x minus 3 4 times, that would be 4 x's minus 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's another way to look at it. Okay, let's look at number 2. B, a group of b minus 4y, and this would be 7 groups. Now, even though this is on the other side, it's over here, it's still times 7. Everything in here times 7, or 7 groups of b minus 4y. So let's try that. 7 times b is 7b minus 7 times 4, 28y. So the final answer is 7b minus 28y. Or you could go 7 groups of b minus 4y, which this is kind of a pain in the butt to write down, but it still will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 7 b's minus, if I add these all up, 28y. See how that works? Okay, so take a look at this problem here. Now I have this writing over here, but we can still look at this. All right, this is 6 groups of 4x plus 2a, or I can just distribute the 6 to both values in that group. So 6 times 4 would be 24x plus, bring that down, 6 times 2 is 12a. So the final simplified expression is 24x plus 12a. I could write this out 6 times if I wanted to, and that would, but I'm not going to do that. But that's another way to show it. Okay, this has some more added information. We have this piece right here, which is with the parenthesis, and I have an additional value on the outside that's separated by an addition sign. So let's look at it. I just distribute this to the groupings, the parentheses there. So that's going to be 6y minus, and 6 times 4 is 8. But I can't distribute this 2 over here. That would not work because it's not in the parentheses. It doesn't go with that group. So get rid of that. This 4y is actually by itself. So now I'm looking at what I have, and I have a 6y here, and I can combine that with this positive 4y, which would give me 10y, and this subtract 8 or minus 8 is by itself, so this here would be the final simplified expression. All right, number 5. This one has a lot of pieces to it, but it's kind of fun. So 2 times 5, 10x plus 2 times 4, 8y. Okay, this is going to be plus. Now we have another group here. 3 times 5, 15x minus, bring that down, 3 times 2 is 6y. So now I can combine this 10x with this 15x, which would be give me 25x, and I can combine 8y minus 6y, which give me 2y, and it's a positive 2y, so there is my final simplified expression. Okay, so the same things go with distributing negative numbers. You just have to think a little bit more because we have integer signs to deal with. Okay, well, let's just think. Negative 2 right there. Let me make it a little bit brighter. Negative 2 times 6. A negative 2 times 6 is going to give me negative 12. I'm going to bring down this minus sign. That's kind of hard to see. Negative 2 times this 6 is going to give me a negative 2 times 6 is a negative 12p. Now, don't forget I brought down that negative sign there. If you notice, you have a double negative right there. So the final answer here is going to be 12. A double negative is a positive plus 12p. But this is not written in standard form. I have to put it in order with the variables first. So 12p minus 12 to put that in final standard form. Okay, let's look at number 2. I have a negative right here in front of it. That negative is going to make everything in here negative, or the opposite of everything inside this group. Well, that's pretty easy. So the opposite of negative 10 is a 10, and the opposite of a positive 8 is a negative 8. So that would be the final simplified expression. Now, another way to look at that would be negative, this was a negative 1, and I times that by a negative 10, that would give me a positive 10r. And if I had a negative 1, I times that by a positive 8, that would give me a negative 8. So again, 10r minus 8. I know that's hard to see. Okay, number 3. Let's take this negative 2 and times it by 1. That would give me negative 2. And that's hard to see too. Okay, let's take the negative 2 and times it by negative 3. Negative 2 times a negative 3 is positive 6n. So negative 2 plus 6n. Final simplified expression. Okay. Okay. So in this one we have 9k minus 10, and in the group, or in the parentheses, we have k minus 10. Okay. So let's start with this negative 10 right here. Negative 10 times a k is going to be negative 10k. negative 10 times, let's call it a negative 10. Negative 10 times a negative 10 is a positive 100. And then I have 9k left over on this side. And at this point, I could put the 9k and the 10k together, which would give me, that means 9 minus 10, which is negative 1k plus 100, which, if I was going to write this into the best simplified standard form, negative k plus 100. Now, if I wanted to look at that in a different way, let's take another look. Okay, let's look at it again. Let's look at it if I had just a negative 10k, a negative 10 times the k, which would give me negative 10k, and a negative 10 times, let's pretend I brought this negative sign down. So I have a negative 10k, and I'm bringing down that minus sign. And let's say I did negative 10 times 10, that would give me a negative 100, which would then leave me that double negative, which would be plus. So this would be negative 10k, again, plus 100, plus this 9k over here. Put that 9k with the negative 10k, still will give me a negative 1k plus 100. Final answer, negative k plus 100. Okay. All right, last one. Get rid of that. Okay, we have, let's look at this. We have, let's take the negative 5. Negative 5 times 1 is going to be negative 5. Negative 5 times a positive 7x is going to be a negative 35x. And out here, I still have this 5. Just bring down that 5. Now, what can I combine here? I can combine these two numbers. 5 minus 5, which is cancels out. So for the final answer on this one would just be negative 35x.